All right, gearing up for your Class 12 geography boards? Then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to break down all the key concepts from Chapter 2 on population, focusing on structure and migration. By the end of this, you're going to have everything you need to absolutely ace those exam questions.
So let's kick things off with a pretty big question. What on earth does a country's age have to do with its wealth? It sounds a bit strange when you put it like that, right? But you're about to see how the mix of age and gender in a population is actually one of the most powerful forces shaping a nation's future. It's a huge deal.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle structure and society to really get why a population's makeup matters so much. Next, we'll get into the reasons for moving, exploring all the forces behind migration. And finally, we'll look at the impact of migration. Basically, it's your core syllabus, just made simple and clear.
Let's get right into our first section, structure and society. What we're doing here is looking at the anatomy of a population. I want you to think of it like a quick snapshot that tells us a ton about a country's economic potential and, the social challenges it might be up against.
Okay, now for a term you absolutely positively have to know for your exam, the dependency ratio. It sounds complicated, but it's a really simple and powerful idea. It's just the ratio of the non-working folks, so that's the kids and the elderly, to the working age population. To put it simply, it tells us how many people each worker has to support.
And this is where you really see the two sides of that coin. A low dependency ratio, well, that's like a supercharged economic engine. You've got a huge workforce driving growth. But a high ratio, on the other hand, puts a ton of pressure on society. You might need more schools for a young population or way more healthcare and pensions for an aging one. It's this really critical balancing act.
So we've looked at that snapshot of a population, right? But here's the thing. Populations are not static. They don't just stand still. They are constantly in motion. And the biggest driver of that change? Migration. So let's dig into why people move. Getting a grip on these forces is the next core part of your syllabus.
Okay, so the crucial idea here is understanding the difference between push and pull factors. It's pretty straightforward. Push factors are all the negative things that literally push people to leave their homes. We're talking unemployment, political trouble, even natural disasters. Pull factors, on the other hand, are all the positive things that pull people to a new place, like better jobs, safety, good schools, a better life. One pushes you out, the other pulls you in. Simple as that. And this image right here, this is a fantastic illustration of those pull factors in action. Just look at the contrast. You see these vibrant, bustling cities with all their industry and opportunity. They're practically screaming, "Come here for a better job." These developed areas act like giant magnets, exerting a powerful pull on people from surrounding areas who are hoping for a better life.
Let's move on to our final section, the impact of migration. See, moving isn't just a simple act. It creates all these ripple effects. It has a massive impact on both the place people leave behind, which we call the source region, and the new place they move to, the destination region.
Let's start with the positives, because there are a lot of them. For the source country, you have remittances. That's money sent home by migrants. And it can be a total lifeline for families and local economies. And for the destination country, migrants often fill crucial labor gaps, everywhere from farms to tech companies. And for everyone, there's the amazing benefit of cultural exchange. New ideas, new foods, new traditions. It just makes society richer. But it's not always a simple story. Migration has its challenges, for sure. For the source country, there's the risk of brain drain, losing all your most educated and skilled people. For the destination country, a sudden arrival of lots of people can put a real strain on public services like housing and schools. And of course, there can be social challenges as new and old communities learn to live side by side. It's a complex picture with both good and bad.
Okay, time to lock in everything we've covered. This slide right here, this is your ultimate exam cheat sheet. If you don't remember anything else, remember these three core ideas. 1. Population structure affects a nation's economy and its society. 2. Migration is all about those push and pull factors. And 3. The impact is a double-edged sword with both positives and negatives. Seriously, pause here, take a screenshot. This is your key to acing this topic.
And to finish up, I'll leave you with a question that goes a little beyond your textbook. We've talked about today's push and pull factors, but what about tomorrow's? In a world that's being reshaped by climate change and remote work, what do you think is going to be the biggest driver of migration in your lifetime? It's definitely something to think about. That's all for this explainer. Best of luck with your studies.